fly like a bird. Spin on the first and the third. Solid on to my word. Take my equal on niggas you heard. Perk up the phone, I swear. Give me a stick if they purr. Now I don't want it, they working my nerves. I'm about to pull some serve. Hitting this ball like a purse. Back from the back of a purse. Ice, the bird. Drop it on all you look hurt. Can't take the pop if you turn. In my own lane, you can merge. Throwing on him, you can learn. Let's see how much you can earn. Why me go big like the worm? And I ain't smoking no turn. I'm in the business, you live. Keep cool, keep peace. All of my brothers is city, they showing it really is up to the ceiling. And I went through a milli, I rock with a really, let's hit for a billion. I'ma get down to the gritty and tell the city the home of the villain. If you see one of them feeling, smoke out the pound, little chillin'. Trappin', I made me a killing. Look, I got everybody wishing. I hope you play your position. I don't want nobody. might fly like a bird. Stand on the first and the third. Shout it, don't keep in my word. Can't be my equal, don't know what you heard. Crack up the floor and I swerve. Keep me a stick if they curve.
Welcome to Manchester Academy Baseball on Power 107. I'm Josh Miller, bringing you the game live tonight as the Mavericks travel to Vicksburg High School in Vicksburg, Mississippi, as they'll take on the Gators for the second time this season. The Mavericks earlier in the year 10-run Vicksburg 16-6 at Manchester during their second game of the season. The Mavericks are 9-1 on the season as they're looking for their 10th win of the year, getting to double digits on wins as the Gators are finishing up their warm-up tosses. Due up for the Mavericks this inning will be Dees, Tyson, Roberts, Burton, Estes, Walton, Ketchum, Miller, and Nixon. Dees will lead it off tonight against the pitcher for Vicksburg High School, Chris Green II. He was the pitcher against the Mavericks the first time they played earlier in the season. On third base will be Bass. Shortstop will be Braylon Green. Second base will be Calvin. First base, Gonzalez. Behind the plate will be Gray, and in the outfield from left to right will be Carson, Dawson, West. So the Mavericks will step Dees in. He'll be the first batter, and he'll watch the first pitch come in high. Ball one on a fastball. Count goes 1-0. So the Mavericks are first batter's 1-0 as they made a quick swap and swapped third base and shortstop just then. The Gators did. The 1-0 pitch comes in low, ball two. Dees quickly up 2-0 against Green on the mound. The Mavericks leadoff hitter is batting .484 on the season. He's got 600 on base percentage. As he'll watch the 2-0 pitch come over strike one. Green was able to get a fastball across. Gets the count to 2-1, and Dees' next pitch is going to be flared out to second base. The second baseman will make the catch on the grass, Calvin, and that'll retire the Mavericks' leadoff hitter. It'll be one out, bringing up Tyson, the catcher for the Mavericks, and their number 2 hitter. So one out here as we're just underway, top of the first inning at Vicksburg High School. Their field's a nice field. They've got a turf infield, outfield's natural grass. As Green looks in, gets a signal, delivers the pitch outside, ball one. Tyson on the season batting .393. He's raised his average over 100 points in the last 3 games. So he'll watch the fastball come in, strike one, count evens to 1-1. Tyson on the season has 13 RBIs. He's got a .393 on base percentage. He swings and hits one toward third baseman. The third baseman comes up, short hops the first baseman, but he makes a nice backhanded stab to get Tyson out for the second out of the inning. And the Mavericks quickly 1-2 down here in the top of the first with Roberts coming up batting .346. Roberts will be the pitcher for the Mavericks when he comes out in the bottom half of this inning. He's batting .346 on the season with a .500 on base percentage. Mavericks' first 2 batters were both out, so the Mavericks have a 2-out, nobody on situation for Roberts. Green will deliver the first pitch, strike one, right over the outside part of the plate on a fastball, and Roberts goes down 0-1. Mild night here in Vicksburg, 72 degrees, no wind blowing. Roberts will watch another fastball, strike two, and he's quickly down 0-2 to Green. Green will wait on Roberts to step back in, and he'll deliver the 0-2. Fastball is going to miss low, 1-2. So Roberts have a 1-2 count with Burton on deck. 2 outs here, top of the first inning, no score as we're just underway in Vicksburg. Roberts again waits the 1-2. Strike three swinging. Green has a good inning, sits the Mavericks down 1-2-3 and strikes out Roberts. We'll come back for the bottom half of the first inning. We come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Power 107. Mavericks will come out in the bottom of the first inning, tied 0-0 as the Mavericks went 1-2-3 in the first against Chris Green the second, the pitcher for the Vicksburg Gators. Green had a good inning, only threw 11 pitches, 7 of them were strikes, and was able to retire the side 1-2-3. Pitcher for the night for the Mavericks will be Brody Roberts. Roberts on the season's pitched 15 2/3 innings. He's 5-0 with 26 strikeouts, 7 walks. He's got an ERA of .894, and opponents are batting .078 against him. So he's been dominant this year as he's starting to round into form. Started off a little bit slow with his control, but the last 2 games has gotten it back to where he wants to be. In the field for the Mavericks tonight, it'll be Estes, the senior, on third base. Dees on shortstop. Ketchum on second. Walton will be the first baseman with Tyson behind the plate. The outfield will be Garner Burton in left field, Grant Nixon in center field, and Jack Miller in right field. So the Mavericks will go with a little bit different lineup tonight, and Miller will get a start in right field. He DH'd last game against St. Al as the Mavericks won that one 7-2 on Tuesday night. The Mavericks do have one incomplete game that they'll make up later on, as they were leading Humphreys Academy 5-0 when that game was called due to weather. They'll resume it later in the season in the top of the third inning, but the Mavericks are here in Vicksburg night facing the Gators. Due up for the Gators will be Bass, then Braylon Green, then Chris Green the second, Gray, Doss, Jones of the DH for Gonzalez, West, Carson, and Calvin. So the Mavericks are ready, set to go here as first pitch comes in low, ball 1, as Roberts falls behind 1-0 to Bass. Mavericks playing just medium depth in the outfield. Second pitch comes in, fouled back over the backstop, 1-1. So 1-1 count to Bass, the third baseman. He'll wait the pitch. It comes in again, fouled straight back. 1-2 as Roberts has worked his way in the lead as he's got 1-2 count now on Bass. Mavericks had a big 11-inning run in and against the Gators back the first time they played. As Roberts going to get a strikeout on the fastball that Bass couldn't catch up to. Broke the game wide open. In their first game, the Mavericks went on to win 16-6 as Roberts picks up his first strikeout of the night. His 27th on the season. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Braylon Green. So Green steps in after the strikeout of Bass, and he'll watch the first one 1-0 come over a fastball that misses to the outside. Mavericks were held scoreless in the top half of this inning as the second pitch misses low, ball 2, and Roberts falls behind 2-0, misses just low. Mavericks have one out as they're tied here 0-0 in the bottom half of the first inning. Again, Roberts delivers. It's going to be a base hit to center field. Nice hit by Braylon Green as he'll go to first base, be the first base runner for the Gators. Brings up Chris Green, the second, the pitcher. So Braylon Green goes to first base. He'll take his lead there. The Mavericks starting pitcher will have to work out of the stretch as the Mavericks give up a base hit here in the bottom of the first inning. Roberts will take a look over to first. Pitch comes in, ball one high on the fastball.
Finish.
On deck will be the catcher, Gray. Again, Green on first has a lead, not a huge one. He'll take a hop off as, again, Roberts misses low this time. First pitch was high, second pitch low, and he falls behind 2-0 with one out here. Runner on first base. Number 3 hitter up, Chris Green for the Gators. So 2-0 count. As Roberts will look back to first and deliver home. Runner goes on hit and run, then he'll be in safe. Chris Green's swing missed, it'll be a strike, but the Gators get the runner to second base on the hit and run. He was able to get a clean steal. So the first runner in scoring position for the Gators here. With one out, Chris Green has a 2-1 count now as he wasn't able to connect to the fastball. Roberts needing an out here with the runner on second base. He'll check the runner and deliver home. Strike 2 swinging, evens the count 2-2. Mavericks looking for an out. Estes playing at third, even with the bag. Walton on first, deep, almost on the grass behind first base. Infield's playing medium depth. As Roberts will get a strikeout on an outside fastball, got Green to chase it. That'll be his second strikeout, second out of the inning. It brings up the cleanup hitter and Gray, the catcher. So Gray will step up. Right-handed hitter. Roberts will look back to second base. Runner goes to third. They'll have a chance to throw him out. They get him, and they call him safe. Thought they may have had him. Nice throw by Tyson and a good tag. The umpire said he got under it just barely. Mavericks almost got him at third, but the runner goes from second to third, and now the Gators have a runner 90 feet away from scoring. It was a strike on the call, counts 0-1. Next pitch comes in inside, 1-1. Mavericks just looking for an out here with 2 outs. Runner on third is Braylon Green for the Gators. As Roberts goes back to the windup, he'll deliver a 1-1 pitch. Strike 2, swinging on a changeup. Nice pitch by Roberts. He had Gray way out in front of that when he's up 1-2. Gives him some options here on what he wants to throw next. So 1-2 count. Pitch on its way. It's going to be a high fastball. Got Gray to chase it, but he files it back out of play over the first base dugout. Count will remain 1-2. Roberts has both outs and strikeouts here in the top of the first, or bottom of the first. He's thrown 16 pitches so far, the 17th on its way. Just misses inside, ball 2, 2-2. So Roberts have a 2-2 pitch. He's thrown 18 pitches, 11 of them been strikes. Big pitch coming up. It's going to be fouled off hard down the first base side. Good job by Gray Jr. to foul that one off on a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Keeps the count at 2-2. So this has become a 6-pitch at bat, the 7th pitch on its way. Just misses high. Umpire doesn't give it to him. 3-2. So 3-2 count. The umpire said it missed. Manchester crowd wanted it. It was framed nicely by Tyson. Now the 3-2 pitch on its way. Fouled off again by Gray. That's going to be pitch number 9 coming up. Gray's done a good job to work Roberts into a 9-pitch at bat. 3-2 coming. Misses outside again, just barely. The umpire's going to have a tight strike zone, and that's going to be a walk, a 9-pitch at bat for Gray. Roberts loses and missed very close on the last 2. Both times thought he had a strikeout, as they'll have a pinch runner come in for Gray. So runners on first and third now for the Gators. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the first, 2 outs. Roberts will go back to the stretch. First pitch comes in low, ball 1 as the runner goes with no throw. Pinch runner is number 3, Harris, I believe. Be a 1-0 count now with Gators with 2 runners in scoring position on first and second. As the hitter's Doss, the left fielder, or the center fielder, he bats from the left side, swings at a fastball and doesn't catch it. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Mavericks need to get out of this inning, as Roberts is starting to throw a good many pitches. Strike 2 swinging now on the high fastball. Was able to give him chase 1. Roberts is ahead 1-2 on the number 5 hole hitter, Doss. And the Gators head coach is going to call a timeout, say a quick word to him, as he'll head back toward the batter's box with a 1-2 count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Mavericks and Gators in a scoreless game, but the Gators have runners on second and third with 2 outs. Roberts will continue to work out of the stretch with runners on second and third. Delivers the 1-2. Hey, now call strike 3 on that one, right down the middle. Froze Doss as the Mavericks get out of the inning. They'll come back to bat with their 4, 5, and 6 hitters when we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball on Power 107. The Mavericks get out of a little bit of a jam as the Gators had runners on second and third with 2 outs. Roberts recorded his 3rd strikeout of the inning, but had to use 23 pitches in the bottom half of the first inning. But the game remained scoreless as the Mavericks will come to a bat with their 4, 5, and 6 hitters in Burton, Estes, and Walton. The Mavericks were retired in order in the top half of the first inning as they come to bat here in the top of the second in the scoreless game at Vicksburg High School. Burton will step in on the season batting .367 with a .471 on base percentage. He'll step in from the right side to face Green, the second. As Green, the second, will look in, deliver home. Just misses low on the changeup to lead off, or on the first pitch to Burton, 1-0. So Burton steps back in with the 1-0. Ball 2-0 as that one missed high.
Hey, your pitch right here, buddy.
So a 2-0 count to Burton, the leadoff hitter for the Mavericks here in the top of the second. As he'll take a swing and foul it back off the plate straight back to the net. Count goes 2-1. Took a good swing at a fastball and just couldn't connect.
Stay on it.
Estes waits on deck. Burton looking to be the first runner for the Mavericks tonight. So he'll watch the 2-1 pitch go outside to make it 3-1.
There we go, best pitch.
Third baseman for the Gators on the grass along with the first baseman, both of them playing in. It'll be strike 2 on a fastball on a 3-1 count. Lets one go right down the middle. The count goes 3-2. Chris Green retired the first 3 Mavericks he's faced. He's got a 3-2 count against Burton. It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Big hop. He'll make a throw across easily, get Burton out at first, and the Mavericks will be retired again 4 in a row now for Chris Green to start off the game on the 6-3 putout. Brings up Estes. Estes on the season batting .286.
Now on batting, number 24, Cole Jeffy.
Mavericks still don't have a base runner here as they played an inning and a third. 4 in a row have been retired by Chris Green the second. Estes will step in from the right side here. So it'll be a right-handed pitcher and right-handed batter. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. Again, Chris Green the second falls behind, but he's been able to work his way out of his troubles on the pitching mound. After falling behind, he's been able to get the Mavericks out. He's got a strikeout on the night, a couple of ground balls. Nothing the Mavericks have hit have gone out of the infield.
I don't think you can hit it down the line, ball.
So 1-0 count as the pitcher's ready to deliver again. Missing low again, ball 2. The outfield shifted way to the right here. A lot of room in left field. If Estes is able to get one down the line. 2-0 pitch comes in. Strike 1. 2-1. Walton's on deck. And Estes waits the 2-1. Strike 2. 2-2. Mavericks not taking the bats off their shoulders much here. They're not swinging. Most of these strikes are being called. And Estes has a 2-2 count against them now. Called strike 3. He watched another one go across. Looked to be in the same place that Roberts, the Manchester pitcher, couldn't get him called. Estes watched 3 in a row go by, strikes out. Bringing up Walton. Walton comes up batting .208 on the season. He'll bat from the left-handed side. The Mavericks have had 5 in a row retired as it's a scoreless game here in the top of the second inning, 0-0. Green the second looks in and he'll deliver his first pitch to Walton. Strike 1 swinging. On deck will be Ketchum. Mavericks trying to get a base runner on here in the top of the second. 0-1 pitch comes in, strike 2. Fastball right down the middle. Walton doesn't offer at it, and the count now is 0-2 to Walton. As Chris Green the second tries to get out, the 0-2 comes in low. Ball 1, and Walton has a 1-2 count. Mavericks have scored lots of runs this year, but at times during games their bats disappear, and they hadn't started this one off with hot bats at all. As Walton's down 1-2 with 2 outs. First 5 Mavericks have been retired tonight. As Walton will step back in on the left side. Green the second's looking in, got the signal. Delivers home, and Walton jumps over the ball. Not sure why he didn't let that one hit him. Count goes 2-2. Mavericks just can't get anything started here. We're going to have a quick timeout as coach is coming over to talk to the catcher. They had a miscommunication, I believe, on the pitch sequence. Chris Green, the second, the pitcher for the Gators, has thrown 26 pitches, 15 of them for strikes so far tonight, and hadn't had a ball hit out of the infield. He's got 2 strikeouts, 2 ground balls, and a little pop fly to the second baseman on a flare. And he's got a 2-2 count against Walton. So he'll look in, deliver the 2-2. Pitch comes outside, ball 3. Walton's worked it to a full count, trying to become the Mavericks' first base runner here tonight. And again, Walton steps in, waits on 3-2. Call strike 3 right down the middle. Not sure why the Mavericks aren't able to see the ball come at them, but that's going to retire the side on a strikeout, and the Mavericks will go into the bottom of the second inning tied 0-0 when we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. The Mavericks have gone 2 innings with no hits. They've only had 6 batters come to the plate, and 3 of them have struck out. Nice job by Chris Green, the second, the pitcher for the Gators, as he's come out pitching well tonight. The Mavericks don't give up a run in the bottom of the first inning, and they'll face Jones, the DH for the first baseman, will be the first batter. He's the 6-hole hitter, followed by West and Carson, and then Calvin, the 9-hole hitter. If he gets a chance here in the bottom of the second inning, as the score is 0-0 at Vicksburg High School. Mavericks just can't get anything going so far with the bats. The bottom half of their lineup's been hot. We'll see if they can get something going here when they come in to bat in the top of the third. Mavericks are going to have to play defense now with the scoreless game. Roberts is ready to go as he looks in, gets the signal. First pitch is going to miss out low, ball 1. And outfield's playing pretty deep against the Gators, as Roberts has a 1-0 count against the batters, Jones, who swings and misses, 1-1. Roberts got 3 outs. All of them were strikeouts in the first inning. He did give up a base hit, and the Gators stranded 2, and he'll miss high with a breaking ball, 2-1. Mavericks playing normal depth in the infield. Strike 2 swinging on a fastball, 2-2. So Roberts has Jones, the DH, with a 2-2 count, looking for his 4th punch out of the night. As he'll deliver it now. And he's going to hit the batter. It looked like the batter almost leaned into it, but the umpire sends him down to first base. And that'll be a hit by pitch. And for the second inning in a row, the Gators have a runner on first base. There's no outs here. He brings up the right fielder, West. Jones, DH, is a big guy. Not sure what kind of wheels he has, although the Gators have stolen 2 tonight. First pitch to West will be a fastball for a strike, and Roberts will jump ahead 0-1. Again, he'll work out the stretch, look to first, deliver again. It's going to be a high fly ball toward right field. Miller's charging in, makes the catch as he calls off of Ketchum, and that'll be the first out.
Coming to the plate, number 4.
Miller makes the catch, so he calls off Ketchum. Dawson or Jones will go back to first base. There'll be one out now on a high fly ball that was to shallow right field. Brings up the number 8 hole hitter and left fielder for the Gators, Carson. As Roberts will take a quick look over at Jones on first, deliver home, strike one. Nice fastball by him straight down the middle. So the Mavericks have one out now with a runner on first base for the Gators. 0-1 misses high, 1-1. Count evens up 1-1. Roberts will go behind the mound, dust off with the rosin bag before he steps back on. It's a muggy night here in Vicksburg. No wind blowing at all at the stadium as we're kind of down in a hole. As the Gators going to try to bunt the ball and miss it. The count will go 1-2 as Carson could not get the bunt down. .7:30 at night, still 71 degrees outside. Roberts worked a 1-2 lead on the hitter, Carson, the number 8 hole hitter, with one out. Jones, the DH, was hit by a pitch. He's still on first base. And they're gonna try to bunt with 2 strikes. They're gonna throw the first, and would have had Jones at first with a little bit better throw. The throw came in high, and Walton couldn't get the tag down fast enough. Had him leaning the wrong way. We'll see if Carson's actually going to bunt or not with a 1-2 count, or if he'll pull back and swing at it. Again, he's squaring the bunt with the 1-2 count. Estes comes up a little bit. He will try a bunt. He offered. They're going to throw out the runner at second. Not sure if what they're going to call on first base or at home plate. I guess the umpire said he didn't offer. Should have been strike 3. Absolutely offered at that one. And the umpire's now going to talk to Hester. So they'll have the throw out on Jones at second. Nice throw down to second base, but
He didn't pull back.
it looked like he offered at the ball. The umpire's saying he did not. The count will go to 2-2 with 2 outs, but there's no one on base now. So they're going to go down and talk to the
He didn't pull back.
first base umpire. He was at second. I doubt he was paying much attention. As the umpire's going to talk about it, they will not change this call, but we'll see what happens. So 2 outs here with a 2-2 count. Mavericks thought they had a punch-out throw out. The end here at the bottom of the second out, and they do say he offered. After talking, the umpire on first base decided he did offer at it. Good call by the umpire there. The Mavericks will get out of the inning with a strike them out, throw them out, and we'll go to the top of the third scoreless when we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball on Power 107. The Mavericks come to bat in the top of the third in a scoreless game. The Mavericks have been set down 1-2-3 in both innings, so they'll have the 7, 8, and 9 hitters up and Ketchum, Miller, and Nixon trying to get a base runner on against Chris Green the second. Mavericks were able to get out of last inning with a strike them out, throw them out as they tried to steal second, and Ketchum's gets first ball thrown to him. It's going to be up to first base. Nice play by the shortstop. Great catch over the Bag at second, tried to throw it around across his body, throws it high. It's going to be a base hit for Ketchum. Would have been an unbelievable play had the shortstop been able to make it. And the Mavericks will have their first base runner on a hit by Ketchum and brings up Miller. Miller on the season batting .250. Ketchum's on first base. He's got just one stolen base on the season, but the Mavericks have a base runner. As Miller will step in against Green the second. First time Green the second's had to work out of the stretch all night. And he'll step off as Ketchum will walk back to first base. Mavericks tied with the Gators 0-0 here in the top of the third inning. Neither team has scored. The Gators have had two runners, though, in scoring position, left them on base back in the first. First pitch to Miller's going to be a big chopper to the shortstop, and he's going to drop it. It's going to be an error. Miller will reach on the fielder's choice, actually. Well, it'll be an error because he didn't throw it. He was going to go to second base, but an error this time on the shortstop. I don't think they would have had a chance to turn two. It was a slow chopper, probably would have gotten Ketchum at first, but regardless, the Mavericks will have runners on first and second. And that's going to bring up Nixon, who most likely will bunt here with runners on first and second. Nixon on the season's batting .500, bunts most of the time. He's had a few hits to the outfield and a couple of infield singles where he swung away. Mavericks first time this game have runners on, and the bottom of the lineup's done well the last 2 or 3 games as they've been scoring the bulk of the runs for the Mavericks, giving Dees an opportunity to lead off here, being the RBI leader. First pitch comes in to Nixon. He will bunt, and it's going to be outside, ball 1. So 1-0 count, and now they're going to call timeout, talk about how they want to defend this. As Nixon will go down and talk to Coach Hester on the third base side. Miller's getting instructions from Coach Kyle Weaver on first base. The Mavericks are tied 0-0 in the top of the third inning at Vicksburg High School, but have runners on first and second with no outs here in the top of the third inning. And Dees, the leadoff hitter's on deck. So Green, the second, cruised through the first 6 batters, then Ketchum and Miller both got balls in play, both reached, as they'll play back and forth with Ketchum on second. Green, the second, will look back again, and then he'll deliver home. And they're going to bunt it. It's going to be a bunt that goes foul, just barely rolled down the line on the chalk for the longest time, and then goes foul, and the count goes to 1-1. Nice job by the third baseman for the Gators, Bass, as he allowed the ball to roll past him. He decided not to touch it. It goes foul. Had he touched it, the Mavericks would have had the bases loaded. So a nice heads-up play by Bass, the third baseman. Nixon will step back in with a 1-1 count. It's already squared the bunt. As Green will deliver home. He'll pull back and slash, and it's going to be fouled into the netting on the right side. So Nixon will be down 1-2 with no outs. As Ketchum will trot back to touch second base. Mavericks still have those 2 base runners trying to move them over. Nixon will have to swing away now with a 1-2 count. No outs here as Green, the second, delivers home. High, ball 2, and the ball scoots away. Both base runners will move up to their respective bases, and the Mavericks will have runners on second and third now with the 2-2 count against Nixon with no outs. So here in the top of the third inning, first opportunity for the Mavericks really to have a good chance of scoring, where Nixon's batting .500 on the season with runners in scoring position, and he's got 6 RBIs batting in the 9 spot. So the Mavericks finally have the Gators in a little bit of trouble here.
Let's go, buddy. Stay
with the top of the lineup looming. Nixon awaits on the pitch. Misses just outside. Ball 3, and now it's 3-2. As Dees waits on deck, Mavericks have Ketchum on third, Miller on second.
Nothing above your hand.
Call strike 3 as he watched that one go by. The Mavericks just have not been aggressive. They've struck out 3 times now or 4 times overall. 3 of them have been backwards Ks as they're watching way too many pitches close to the plate. And Nixon will strike out watching as Dees will step up and needs to just put a ball in play somewhere to score catch him. Big area behind home plate here, so any ball that gets by will score a run easy. And Ketchum gets one. He's going to hit over the head of the left fielder who's playing in close. They'll wave Miller around from second. He had to wait to make sure he didn't catch it. He'll score standing up after catching. J.P. Dees will get a double, and the Mavericks will take a 2-0 lead as he was able to hit that one over the head of the left fielder who was playing very shallow. And the Mavericks score 2 here in the top of the third inning to take a 2-0 lead and have another runner in scoring position in Dees with Tyson coming to bat. So the Mavericks finally got some base runners, get 2 here in the third, in the top of the third. And brings up Tyson. And he'll wait on the pitch from Green to second. And he'll rip one down the right side. It's going to be fair ball. Nice job by the right fielder to cut it off to hold Tyson to the single, but it'll score Dees easily from second base. The Mavericks pick up their third run here in the top of the third, and they've gotten 3 base hits all of a sudden against Green the second in the third inning. And that's going to bring in a pinch runner in Austin on the season. Austin has 4 stolen bases. He's been primarily a pinch runner. Occasionally he'll play right field and have Miller DH for him. But by far one of the fastest players, him and Nixon are the 2 fastest players on the team for the Mavericks. And it's going to bring up Brody Roberts, who struck out his first time. And he's got a runner on first base now, as they'll steal right off on the first play. And it's going to be a high foul ball. Austin's going to have to come back, and they'll make the catch in foul territory on the first base side and retire Roberts, as Mavericks had a hit and run on. And it brings up Burton. Burton back in the second inning grounded out to shortstop to lead off that inning. The Mavericks do have 3 runs here in the top of the third as they lead 3-0. Still have a runner on first base. We'll see if Austin goes on the pitch again. Burton was waiting on the catcher as he was getting instructions from the Vicksburg coach. And they're going to throw back, and Austin will dive back into first base safe as the ball squirted away. As Burton waits again, they throw to first base. This time goes over toward right field. Austin will go to second base easily. The Mavericks have another runner in scoring position, and that's going to be a person for Burton on second now, a player for him to knock in. Burton's batting .333 with runners in scoring position. He's got 9 RBIs on the season. As Green the second made 2 pickoff moves, threw away the second one, and he'll look back at Austin on second, deliver home. A slider that's going to be a strike over the outside part of the plate. Strike 1, 0-1 now to Burton with 2 outs. First time we've seen that pitch tonight from Green. Now an 0-1 coming in. It's going to be a line drive to right center field. Is going to score. Austin's he was off to the races on the hit with 2 outs. It's going to be another single, another run. The Mavericks now have 4 runs here in the third, taking a 4-0 lead with Burton singling in. Austin picking up his 10th RBI of the season, bringing up Estes. Estes struck out back in the second inning watching. He's been part of that 3 backwards Ks for Green the second as he cruised through the first 6 batters. Green the second did, but now is struggling here in the top of the third, still throwing strikes, but the Mavericks have put together 4 hits. There was an error earlier as the first pitch to Estes to be fouled back out of play. Green the second will only end up giving up 2 earned runs this inning, as all the rest of them be unearned. And he's up 0-1 against Estes with a runner on first base, and Burton pitch comes in and hits Estes, that'll be the 4th time he's been hit this season. He'll take the team lead now in hit by pitches. He's been hit by pitch number 4. There's been several hit by 3, and on the season, the Mavericks have been hit 22 times in 10 games. And we may see a pitching change here as the coach is coming out for Vicksburg High School. We'll see if he's just going to talk or if they'll make the swap. Right now, it looks like they'll just have a quick conversation. While he's doing that, we'll thank our sponsors, Bank Plus, William Clark and Morrison, McCaleb Insurance, Main Street Market, Manchester Academy, Scott Petroleum, Codlin Planning Company, our service, Yazoo Valley Electric, P-Rose, Jim Newsom Trucking, Bank of Yazoo, and Yazoo County Fair. Thanks to all the sponsors that bring you Manchester Academy baseball on Power 107. So this will bring up Walton with runners on first and second on the season. Walton's batting .267. The runners in scoring position, .208. Regular batting average. He's got 8 RBIs. He was a strikeout victim his first time up as Green, the second, looks back to Burton on second base and delivers home. Strike one swinging as he throws a fastball by Walton, and Walton goes down 0-1. Mavericks have a
Barrel it up. Let's go.
catch him on deck. If he can get on, if Walton gets on, catch him will come up and be the number 10 hitters. He led off this inning, but Walton swings again and misses, and he quickly goes down 0-2 with 2 outs. Mavericks do lead 4-0 in the top of the third. They've been able to pick up 4 runs here. And Green, the second, will deliver an 0-2 to Walton, but first he's going to step off and watch Burton go back to second base. We'll see if he throws that slider to Walton, try to break it in toward his feet or work the outside as the 0-2's on its way. Swinging strike 3 as he strikes out Walton for the second time tonight. The Mavericks bring 9 to the plate, though, scoring 4 runs. They'll take a 4-0 lead into the bottom of the third inning when we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks score 4 in the top of the third to take a 4-0 lead over Vicksburg High School as Roberts will come back on the mound. Roberts only given up 1 hit on the night. He did leave a few on base in the first inning, but the Mavericks will try to ride him here again in the bottom of the third as he'll face the number 9 hole hitter first at Calvin, and back to the top of the lineup at Bass and Braylon Green. So the first pitch comes in, strike 1, as he's able to get ahead. On the night, Roberts pitched 2 innings, 1 hit. He's walked 1, he struck out 4. He did hit a batter also. He's been able to navigate around 2 people on base and not give up any runs through 2 innings. And the 0-1 comes in to Calvin's when he fouled back right over the backstop. 0-2. So an 0-2 count now as Roberts is way ahead against the number 9 hole hitter Calvin. We'll see if he just sticks with fastballs. As Calvin's not been able to get much of bat on. He'll foul off a high fastball on that one, though. Nice job by Calvin, the number 9 hole hitter, to fight off a chest-high fastball. He chased it, but was able to get a piece of it. And Roberts has had a couple of batters that have worked him pretty hard. He's thrown 37 pitches through 2 innings here. 23 of them have been strikes. He's faced only 8 batters as he's facing his 9th batter now. So 4-0, 4-0, excuse me, on the score. Mavericks lead. And Roberts will miss high on a breaking ball, 1-2. Mavericks picked up 4 there in the top of the third inning as the bottom of the lineup got things started for them again. They've been doing the work of the last few games. As Roberts will step back on the mound with a 1-2 count. And again, it's going to be a foul ball by Calvin. He's 1-2. That's the 6th pitch coming up. He's been able to fight off 2 fastballs with a 2-strike count on them. As Roberts again will deliver the 1-2. Called strike 3 this time on a breaking ball. Calvin turned, thought it was going to him. Broke back over the inside part of the plate. And Roberts will pick up his 5th strikeout of the night. That's going to bring up Bass, who was a strikeout victim to start the game. Braylon Green will be on deck. So Bass will step in, the third baseman. First pitch to him is going to be just high, ball 1. Umpire's got a tight strike zone for both pitchers tonight. Hadn't given them much at all. 1-0. Ball 2, 2-0.
You got it, Brody.
So 2-0 count now to Bass. Mavericks love to get their own 1-2-3 in and come in to see if the bats stay hot as they scored 4 in the top half of the third inning. And again, Roberts this time misses low, 3-0, looks down at the mound. The mound here is a turf mound also, so the Mavericks really hadn't pitched off of that all year, and it is a little bit of difference on your footwork. So a 3-0 count. Misses high, ball 4, and a 4-pitch walk to Bass, the leadoff hitter. Brings up Braylon Green, who has the only only hit tonight, a single back in the first inning for the Vicksburg Gators. So Braylon Green, the shortstop, will step in. He singled back in the first. Made it to third base before the Mavericks were able to get out of the inning as Bass will take his lead on the first base side, and Roberts will throw over to first. Bass will dive back in easily. Mavericks again lead 4-0. Roberts delivers strike 1 swinging as he gets ahead 0-1 against Green, his only batter that he's faced has gotten a hit off of him tonight. As Bass got a little bit bigger lead, now he'll take a step back toward first as Roberts will look over. And he'll be off running as they're going to bunt back to the pitcher. Good play by Roberts. He'll get it. He had the base stolen, so the Mavericks will take the out for sure on the 1-3 put out. Green bunted it straight back to the pitcher. Bass goes to second. It'll be the third runner in scoring position for the Gators tonight. And brings up Chris Green, the second, the pitcher for the Vicksburg High School team. He was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. So the Mavericks looking for an out here with a runner on second base, 2 outs, leading 4-0 in the bottom half of the third inning. As Roberts will look back the runner on second, deliver home, strike 1 on a fastball that Green watched go by. Mavericks defense playing deep other than center field. Nixon is playing in a little bit shallower. In case there's a hit up the middle, he's got blazing speed out there in center field and usually can track down anything. As Roberts will deliver an 0-1 pitch, swinging strike 2 on a good pitch that time over the outside part of the plate. Chris Green, the second, couldn't catch up to it, and he falls behind 0-2 with 2 outs. We'll see if the Mavericks will come back with another fastball, see if they can make them chase one or maybe give them a breaking ball. Roberts threw a good one to Calvin to lead off and strike him out watching. Picking up his 5th strikeout of the night. Just misses high on this one on a good fastball, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Green, the second, will step back in as Roberts looks into Tyson getting his signal. He'll step off, look at second, just to make sure that Bass isn't going anywhere. 2 outs here, 1-2 count. Big pitch coming up from the Mavericks. They lead 4-0 as Roberts looks home, delivers a runner on his way to third. It's going to be fouled off. And it'll be a 1-2 count. Again, the Gators foul off a 2-strike pitch. They've done that all night. Roberts is up to 50 pitches now. He's had several at-bats where the Gators have been able to foul off, even though he's gotten the strikeouts. They're making them work for it. It's a good approach by the Gators here as they're just not taking big swings, just trying to knock the ball away on 2-strike counts. So the runner was going just a second ago. We'll see if he goes again. 1-2 pitch comes in and again fouled off, this time over the right field side of the field here at Vicksburg High School. And a 1-2 count becomes the sixth pitch coming up on a 1-2 count. Nice job again by Green the second as they're working Roberts pretty good here. Dees will come in behind second. Pitch comes in, breaking ball. It's going to be sharply hit to catch him on second. Goes between his legs. Should have been out. It's going to be an error for Green, but he's going to drive in a run, and the score is going to be 4-1. As Ketchum couldn't handle the ball, hit to him, went between his legs, squirted away, and Mavericks give up a run on what should have been the third out of the inning. Vicksburg's got a runner now on first base. They'll come in to pinch run for the pitcher. We'll get a number and see who it's going to be. The Mavericks have a runner on first, leading 4-1 on a ball that should have gotten them out of the inning. They'll have to go back to work on defense. The pinch runner is going to be number 9, Allen Allen. And it's going to bring up the number 4 hole hitter, the catcher, Gray. So Gray steps in from the right side. He walked his first time. Had a 10-pitch at bat against Roberts. As Allen takes the lead on first base, first pitch comes in. It's going to be a little flare, and it's going to be a base hit as it goes over Walton's head, and he fumbles it around. The runner's going to go to third base. That one, Walton was holding him on, and Gray just kind of popped it over his head. It landed on the backside of the dirt. No way any Maverick could get to it. And it's going to give the Gators the runners on the corner, and brings up Doss. Doss was a strikeout victim his first time up back in the first inning to end out the inning. So runners on first and third. The Mavericks do lead 4-1, but Roberts has done his job. Got hurt by an error back in the earlier part of the inning. First one for the Mavericks, but he won't have any earned runs against him this inning, but the Mavericks need to get out of it without any more damage being done by the Gators. And a pitch comes in, strike one to the left-handed hitting Doss, as Roberts was able to get a fastball right down the middle across the plate. We'll see if the Gators go with Allen on first. He's playing pretty close. Strike two swinging, and they throw the ball. I think it was supposed to go back to the pitcher, and Tyson held on to it a little bit too long. It rolls out to second base, but the Mavericks were behind Brody, so it wasn't any way that it was going to hurt them, but there's runners now on second and third, and an 0-2 count as Roberts needs a strikeout here to get out of this inning. Pitch comes, misses outside just barely on a changeup, 1-2. So the Mavericks need to get out here with runners on second and third, and 1-2 count. Pitch coming in, just misses high, ball 2-2. Roberts got a 0-2 start on him against Doss, but Doss worked it back to 2-2. Doss waits on the left side, crowding the plate. 2-2 pitch comes, misses inside, 3-2 as Roberts has thrown 3 straight balls. He's laboring just a little bit now. He's up to 58 pitches on the inning that he should have been out of.
Hey, stay close, let's go.
So 3-2, 2 outs. Big pitch for Roberts. He does have a place to put Doss, but that'll bring up the pinch or the DH next. 3-2 comes, fouled out of play over the left field fence down the third baseline. 3-2 still. And the next pitch will be Roberts' number 60th pitch. We're not sure how far they'll let him go tonight. The most he's thrown all season has been about 70, 65, 70. One game a week and a half ago. Mavericks have everybody available tonight. And Roberts will get a new ball on a 3-2 count. So 2 outs, 3-2 pitch coming to Doss. Strike 3 swinging, he gets him. Big pitch by Roberts to retire the side. No more damage is done. Mavericks only give up 1 run on 1 hit. And there was an error by the Mavericks. They'll take a 4-1 lead into the top of the 4th, and we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks lead 4-1 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Mavericks were able to get out of a little bit of jam. They were cruising and had an error and allowed a run to come in. Then they had runners on second and third in a full count before Roberts was able to get a strikeout swinging against Doss. It was the second time Doss has struck out on the night. Roberts has pitched 3 innings now. He's got 6 strikeouts and brings up Ketchum, who led off the inning back in the 3rd when the Mavericks scored 4 runs. He started the inning off with a single. He and Miller got on base as the first pitch comes in low, ball 1, got on base. Both of them came around to score, and then Dees and Tyson scored later on as Ketchum fouls this one straight back into the ground, 1-1. So the Mavericks get 4, the Gators answer with 1. The Mavericks would like to put a few more on the boards here in the top of the 4th inning. And the 1-1 comes, it's going to be a base hit to center field. Good job by Keaton, Will Keaton Ketchum, as he singles to right field, right center. And he'll have back-to-back base hits and brings up Miller. So for the 2nd inning in a row, Ketchum leads off with Miller coming up. Miller on the season's batting .250. He'll face Green the 2nd for the 2nd time tonight. Ketchum will get on first base, take a lead. First pitch comes in, it's going to be fouled straight back over the backstop on a fastball. Miller got a piece of it, it goes straight back over the backstop. So he'll step back in with an 0-1 count. So Ketchum again takes a small lead on first, doesn't have much lead at all. So Miller steps in on the right side. Pitch comes in low, and it's hit and run. Miller swings at it, but they had a hit and run on. He tried to protect his runner. It was way outside, couldn't get to it. Ketchum will get a stolen base, and Miller will have 2 strikes on him as Ketchum moves down to second base. He'll have to protect the plate now with an 0-2 count. Green, the 2nd, will look in and get a signal check on Ketchum in the 2nd, on second base, and then deliver home. Pitch comes. Just missing inside, 1-2. So the Mavericks have a runner in scoring position again here in the fourth. We'll see if they can capitalize. Miller's batting .400 with runners in scoring position on the season. They're going to make a throw back and throw it to center field. Ketchum's going to go all the way to third base. And the center fielder bobbles it, and they're going to send them home. It's going to be a play at the plate, but the throw comes in up the line, and Ketchum's going to score all the way from second base on the wild throw by the pitcher. It'll be an error, and it'll score Ketchum. Makes the score 5-1. Miller has a 1-2 count on him now with Nixon on deck. Miller reached and scored back in the third. So he'll have to protect the plate a little bit with 1-2 count. Ball 2 is Green, the second, throws it low. He's up to 52 pitches through 3 innings. Next pitch comes in outside, ball 3. 3-2. So 3-2 count. Miller, no outs. Mavericks lead 5-1. And he's going to swing at one that's outside, strike 3 as he strikes out after working a 3-2 count and brings up Nixon. So the first out of the inning, and Nixon comes up. He's 0 for 2 on the night. He's been a strikeout victim both times watching. Or, excuse me, his only time was a strikeout victim. He's only had one at bat back in the third. We'll see if he tries to bunt on. And he does. He's going to foul it back into the backstop, 0-1. Mavericks lead 5-1 here in the top of the fourth inning. Mavericks have scored 5 runs on 5 hits. They've been helped by 3 errors by the Gators. Green, the second's done his job. He struck out 6 and hadn't walked in. He's only given up 2 earned runs. Nixon again tries to bunt. This time he lays it down. Third baseman comes in, makes a really good play, picks it up in front of the pitcher's mound, throws out Nixon easily. So a nice play by Bass as he comes in, gets the ball and throws it right on over. And that's the second out of the inning for the Mavericks. And brings up the top of the lineup in D's. So D's will step in. First pitch going to be a hard hit down the line. Left fielder was playing way over towards center field, and that's going to be an easy double for D's. That's back-to-back doubles for him in his last 2 at-bats. And he got another double, and it gives the Mavericks another runner in scoring position for Tyson, who singled and drove in D's back in the third inning. Green, the second, gets the ball back. He'll step back on the mound to face Tyson. First pitch, Tyson be on his way after he looks back to second, and he'll swing and foul it back, ball or strike 1. So 0-1 with 2 outs. Mavericks lead 5-1 with D's on second. Tyson's at bat. He's been swinging a hot bat here. He's batting .393, and his last hit probably put him over 400. He's batting .412 with runners in scoring position. He's got 14 RBIs now in the season after singling in D's back in the top of the third inning. And Green, the second, didn't like the signal, steps off and will ask the catcher to give it to him again. And they're going to throw back, and they're going to have D's at second. And he gets back in just barely. Pitcher spun around, had him cheating off too bad, and didn't throw the ball hard enough to get him. He was able to get back under the tag. Mavericks are lucky on that one because they had D's leaning the wrong way. So D's again will take a lead with a 0-1 count to Tyson, the left-handed batting catcher for the Mavericks. Again, they'll sneak in behind D's, and this time it's going to be a pitch into Tyson, a strike right down the middle. 0-2 with 2 outs. A 0-2 pitch as Green looks back at D's at second. He'll deliver home. And it's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. He bobbles it, but is able to pick it back up, and he'll step on the bag for the third out. A little bit of collision between he and Tyson on the bag, but that'll end the inning for the Mavericks. They do pick up one run. They'll take a 5-1 lead into the bottom half of the fourth inning. We come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball on Power 107. The Mavericks pick up a run in the top half of the fourth inning, lead 5-1 against Vicksburg High School. Mavericks will have a new pitcher entering the game as Roberts will leave after 3 innings. The Mavericks will have JPDs come in. He's pitched 7 innings this year. He's played 3 games. He has 1 start and he's 1-0. He's only given up 1 earned run in those 7 innings. He's got 12 strikeouts and 3 walks. He's got a 1.0 ERA, and opponents are batting 120 against him. So the Mavericks will make a pitching change after Roberts got up to 60 pitches, and they'll bring in Dees, the shortstop. In for Dees will be Wrigley Richardson as he'll come into shortstop, and he'll make the shortstop move and come in the freshman will as J.P. Dees is finishing up his warm-up pitches. On the night, Roberts goes 3 innings, gives up only 2 hits, no earned runs, and he struck out 6. He did walk 2 and hit a batter. On the night so far, the Gators have left 4 runners on base. 4 of them have been in scoring position as the Mavericks have been able to get out of some jams with runners on second and third and less than 2 outs. The Mavericks themselves have not left as many on. They've only had 2 base runners left on all night, and 1 of those, or 3 after last inning, and 2 in scoring position. So the Mavericks finish up their warm-up pitches as Tyson will throw it down to second base, and that's going to bring up the Gators here in the top of the fourth inning with the DH Jones, followed by Wes Carson and Calvin, the 9-hole hitter, as the Mavericks have a 5-1 lead. They've out-hit the Gators so far 6-2 through 3.5 innings. As J.P. Dees will deliver the first pitch in outside, ball 1. Again, Dees will look in. He'll work out of the windup. And miss again low this time, 2-0.
Hey, make sure he changed it in the book. He changed it in the book.
So Jones, the DH, he got hit by a pitch back in the second inning and then was thrown out in a strikeout throwout situation at the end of the inning, trying to steal second. He's got a 2-0 count, and now it's a 3-0 count as again Dees misses badly up high, 3-0. Mavericks have been flirting with danger most night, putting the Gators on base, but have been able to get away with it. And Jones is going to walk on 4 straight pitches as he'll reach for the second time tonight in as many bats. Brings up West, who flew out to the right fielder his first time up back in the second inning. So West will come in bat from the right side with the DH on first base and no outs for the Gators here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Mavericks leading 5-1. Dees will check back to first base, then deliver home. Misses low. That's 5 straight balls to start off his pitching tonight. So a 1-0 count now. Comes in low again, 2-0. And Dees is struggling with West at bat, the number 7 hitter for the Gators, runner on first and Jones. And Dees just started the inning off with 6 straight balls. Mavericks playing medium depth in the outfield. Estes is even with third base. Walton will be holding on Jones on first, and a 2-0 on his way. Strike one. Good pitch by Dees this time as he throws it straight down the middle. So a 2-1 count. We'll see if Dees can make him swing or come back with another strike here. And he does hit the corner, 2-2. So back-to-back strikes after starting 2-0 to the second batter of the inning. Dees has a chance to help himself out with a good pitch here, 2-2. Jones on first. He was thrown out earlier trying to steal. And this one's going to be a fly ball to the right side. And Ty Walton's chasing. It's going to fall foul. Almost hit just over his head. Count remains 2-2. So 2-2. With no outs, runner on first base. West will get another chance. That pop-up went foul out of the reach of the Mavericks' gloves. JP to look in. He'll deliver. Big breaking ball misses high. They'll throw behind the runner, and it's going to go into right field as Tyson throws it all the way to right field. Miller gets it back in, but Jones will go down to second base. Gives the Gators another runner in scoring position. That'll be the 5th one tonight. They've only gotten 1 run out of all those. And the count's now 3-2 to West with no outs, and Gators in business here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So JP Dees will throw it in. It's going to be a ground ball to second. Nicely caught by Ketchum for the first out, but it advances Jones to third. It'll be a 4-3 put out as West does his job, moves the runner from second to third, and it brings up Carson. Carson was a strikeout victim back in the second inning against Roberts, and he'll face Dees for the first time tonight. This will be the 3rd runner that's reached third base for the Gators here. They've only gotten 1 run so far through 3 1/3 innings. As Dees will go back to working out of the windup. First pitch is going to be a ground ball to Dees. He's going to be able to throw home, and they're going to catch Jones in a rundown and tag him out. Nicely done by Tyson as he faked the throw to third base. Jones thought he threw it. He'll tag him out, and the Mavericks will retire the third base runner 1-2. And Carson will reach on the fielder's choice. He'll be on first base. Nice job by the Mavericks pitchers. He grounded a hard hit ball up the middle and threw out the runner Jones as he was going home on contact. The Mavericks have 2 outs now with the runner on first base. And Calvin stepping up. He struck out his first time up back in the 3rd. We'll see if the Mavericks again can work a little magic to get out of the inning with base runners on in scoring position. As Dees will throw to first, Carson will dive back in safely. So the Mavericks lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning in Vicksburg, 5-1 with 2 outs. Number 9 hole hitter in Calvin, the second baseman for the Gators up. The runner goes. They'll have a chance to throw him out. Nice throw in there in time, but Wrigley Richardson, the freshman shortstop, couldn't come up with the throw. They had him had they made the catch. It'll be a stolen base for Carson. Another good throw by Tyson. He's had 2 tonight. Had a chance to get the second out at second base for the Mavericks. Calvin will step back in with a 1-0 lead. He'll watch the ball low that's going to squirt away from Tyson, and Carson will go down to third base, and that'll be the 4th base runner now for the Gators that has reached third base. Calvin has a 2-0 lead as he'll step back in from the right side. Dees will deliver out of the windup again. Strike one, swinging on a foul tip that Tyson was able to hold on to. 2-1. Mavericks have 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors. The Vicksburg Gators have 1 run on 2 hits. They've committed 3 errors. As Dees will deliver a 2-1 pitch, strike 2, a fastball that catches the corner, and he's got a 2-2 count now, and a chance for the Mavericks to get out of the inning. So 2-2, pitch on its way, breaking ball misses just high, 3-2. Mavericks want to get this one out and not have to face the top half of the lineup coming up with a runner on third base here in the bottom of the 4th, and a 3-2 pitch now being delivered home. Misses high, ball 4. Calvin draws a walk. That'll be the second walk of the inning for Dees. Runners on first and third for the Gators. We'll see what Calvin does. He'll probably take off on the first pitch with Bass coming up. Bass struck out the first inning, then he walked back in the third inning and was the run that came across the plate. So Dees will have to go back to working out of the stretch. First pitch comes in high, ball 1. They're going to throw behind the runner at third. He'll slide back in as Calvin steals second base, and now the Gators have 2 more runners in scoring position. That's their 7th runners in scoring position. So far, the Mavericks have been able to hold them in check. But Bass has a 1-0 count, and a single will score 2 as the Mavericks are waiting on the next pitch, which will be a strike as Dees hits a corner again, and the count goes 1-1. Dees will go back to the windup where he seems to be more comfortable and deliver a 1-1. Just misses outside, 2-1. Dees has somewhere to put Bass, but the Mavericks don't want the bases loaded. Strike 2 called, 2-2 now on a fastball again that paints the back part of the plate. Dees has an opportunity to make Bass swing with a 2-2 count on anything close as the runners are on second and third for the Gators, and the 2-2 on its way misses high on a breaking ball, 3-2. Dees just hadn't been able to get his breaking ball to come down enough as the ball remaining just about belt high when it comes across the plate. 3-2 now will be fouled straight back over the net, and the count remains 3-2. Dees threw a good fastball, but Bass was able to fight it off as he's stepping back in with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. Dees will start his windup, deliver the pitch. Strike 3 swinging on a nice fastball he kept down in the zone. Bass swung over the top of it. Dees will get out of the inning, and the Gators will leave a few more on. The Mavericks will take a 5-1 lead into the top of the 5th inning. We come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball on Power 107. The Mavericks are leading 5-1 as we go to the top of the 5th inning here against Vicksburg High School. The Mavericks have gotten 5 runs on 6 hits. They've committed 2 errors in the field as Vicksburg High School's gotten 1 run on 2 hits. They've committed 3 errors, so there's been a few errors on each team, but kind of the storyline of the night, Vicksburg's left 6 runners on, and all of them are in scoring position through 4 innings as the Mavericks will come to bat with their number 3 hole hitter in Roberts, followed by Burton and Estes. Roberts struck out and then popped out to first base. He's 0 for 2 on the night. He's batting .346 as Green the second stays in, and he'll hit Roberts on the first pitch. And Roberts will go down to first base. Green the second's velocity slowed down a lot here in the 5th inning as he's into the 60s on his pitch count, bringing up Burton. And we'll have a pinch runner for Roberts. It'll be Edgar. Edgar on the season's been primarily a pinch runner. He's had 4 stolen bases for the Mavericks. Outfield still shifted more toward right field. The Mavericks had already hit 2 down the line against the left fielder for doubles, D's both times. And there's plenty of room for Burton, who's a pull hitter, as Edgar takes his lead on first base and Green delivers. Big cut by Burton. Edgar goes, and he's going to be safe as the ball popped out of the glove. He'll have a stolen base. He was on the move on another hit and run. Mavericks have been trying to hit and run all night. They've done mostly running as they hadn't been able to hit the ball on the hit and runs, but nobody's been thrown out at second. So an 0-1 count now with a runner in scoring position where Burton on the season's batting .333 as Edgar will take his lead on second base. Burton awaits 0-1. It's going to be a foul ball just nubbed off on the third base side, 0-2, as Green the second's been able to stay ahead of the Mavericks for the most part tonight. He's not walked any batters. He did hit Roberts. That's the first person he's put on via Walker, hit by a pitch. He struck out 6 Mavericks. He's given up a few hits, but has been let down by his defense tonight. So Green the second will check on Edgar. Nobody's holding him on, and he'll deliver home to Burton. And Burton will hold off on a slider that misses low and outside, 1-2. Left fielder's backed up a little, but there's still plenty of room down the left field line. He's playing more left center. 1-2 is on his way. It's going to be a chopper to third base. An easy play for the third baseman. He looks to second base as Edgar was already running. Wasn't going to be able to get him as he came in on the grass to make the play, and he'll put Burton out 5-3 on the put out for the first out. But the Mavericks have a runner on third base, and Estes coming up. Estes is 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up, was hit by a batter his second time. And he'll step to the plate with a chance to drive in a run here with 1 out. Mavericks leading 5-1 in the top of the 5th inning. Edgar will come down the foul side of third base. Any ball that gets by the catcher should be a easy run home for Edgar. Estes is going to foul out of play the first pitch to start off 0-1 against Green the second. Gators have brought the infield in. Don't want to give up another run. Everybody's on the grass as Estes watches the pitch come in high, 1-1.
Left field line, let's go.
Vicksburg pitcher Green the second throws one in, hits the inside corner. Looked to be high and inside. Estes kind of turned, and the count goes 1-2. Vicksburg's much improved since the first time the Mavericks played them early in the season. As Green the second pitcher has a 1-2 count with 1 out here. Estes needs to put a ball in play to score Edgar, and we got a timeout again with the catcher and the pitching coach are conferring over on the third base side. Not this third or fourth time that's happened tonight. Not sure what they're talking about unless they're getting crossed up on some signals. But Green the second's worked Estes to a 1-2 count with 1 out. He was able to retire Burton on a 5-3 put out on a ground ball that moved Edgar from second to third, and he delivers a 1-2 high, 2-2. Walton's on deck for the Mavericks. And again, Estes waits on the pitch, misses just outside, 3-2. So a full count after falling behind 1-2. Nice take by Estes as it was off the plate. Green the second will look in and get his signal, deliver his 72nd pitch of the night. And it's going to be pop fly. It's going to get out of play, I believe, on the right side. The first baseman is giving chase, and it does go over the Manchester Academy dugout. as Estes was able to just stick his bat out there and get a piece of it on a fastball that was over the outside part of the plate. Gators are going to try to throw out the runner at home. The only one not playing on the grass is the second baseman. And a 3-2 pitch on its way. Called strike 3 on Estes as he watched it go by the second time he struck out tonight. Watching the pitch, didn't like the call, and it brings up Walton. Walton on the season is batting .208, and he struck out both times tonight. He'll face Green for the second time with Ketchum on deck. Edgar's been on third base for a while with 2 outs now. Green, the second pitch for Vicksburg, has a chance to get out of the inning. First pitch comes in just low to Walton, ball 1. Mavericks have struck out a good bit tonight. As Green, the second's been good. He's had 7 strikeouts, has not put a person on base with a walk. He did have a hit by pitcher earlier this inning as he hit Walton or Roberts, and that's who Edgar's pinch running for. And the 1-0 coming in to Walton misses just barely on the outside part of the plate. 2-0. Nice take by Walton. Mavericks lead 5-1 here in the top of the 5th. 2-0 count. Ball 3. As Green, the second's throwing 3 straight balls to Walton. Ketchum's on deck. Ketchum's 2 for 2 tonight. Mavericks would love to get him back up to hit as he's hitting well. He's dropped down from the 5-hole hitter to the 7-hole, and it's paid off as Walton watches a 3-1 pitch come across strike 1 as he was taken all the way. And he's got 3-1 hitters count now with 2 outs. Green, the second again, will work out of the windup, deliver home. It's going to be a line drive caught by the shortstop. Nice play by the shortstop, catching that one as he was able to make the catch to retire the Mavericks. They're going to leave a runner on third base and take a 5-1 lead into the bottom of the 5th inning. We come back to Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Dees will step back in for the pitcher for the Mavericks here in the bottom of the 5th inning as the Mavericks left a runner on third base, and Edgar, after he gone from first to third on a couple of steals and a ground ball. Mavericks have left 4 on base, 3 in scoring position. Vicksburg tonight's left 6 on base, all 6 been in scoring positions. They come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And they'll have their number 2, 3, and 4 hitters up as Braylon Green, who made a nice catch against Walton to end the last inning, comes up to hit. He'll be followed by Chris Green, the second, the pitcher, then Gray, the catcher. Braylon Green on the night's 1 for 2. He singled and then grounded out to the pitcher back in the 3rd inning, and he'll foul the first pitch back into the net, 0-1. We'll see if they bring Green, the second, back in. He's thrown 78 pitches against the Mavericks. As Dees will deliver the 0-1. Again, fouled straight back into the net, 0-2. So Dees has a 0-2 count. We'll see if he'll try to work a breaking ball in. He's missed high most of the night on the couple he's thrown. They just hadn't quite broken down enough as he's got a 0-2 count against Green, the shortstop for the Gators, and he does bring a breaking ball. This time it breaks outside, ball 1, as Green didn't offer at it. And the count goes to 1-2 with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 5-1 lead for the Mavericks. Tyson, the catcher, will give him his signal, and a 1-2 will be hit to shortstop to Richardson. Richardson will pick it up and make the throw across. The freshman makes the play as he came in to play shortstop when Dees went to the pitcher's mound. That'll give the Mavericks the first out of the inning on a nice play by the freshman Wrigley Richardson. Brings up Chris Green, the second. Now the starting pitcher, he has pitched really well against the Mavericks tonight. Kept them off balance for the most part. Dees will deliver to him. Misses just outside, 1-0. The Mavericks have been hot here the last few games. They've had 3 straight games with double-digit hits. Tonight they've got 6. Deliver a 1-0 pitch now that misses inside. Green, the second, jumps out of the way. The count goes 2-0. Gray, the catcher's on deck. Dees again will look into Tyson and get his pitch. And it's going to be a high fly ball to right field that's going to drift out of play over the right field fence. Foul, and the count's now 2-1. Mavericks outfield playing just medium depth against Green, the second. As Dees spikes that one into the ground, 3-1. Green, the second's 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out back in the first and reached on a error in the second inning, driving in Bass for the only run for the Gators, and he's got a 3-1 count now against Dees here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And again, he fouls one high over the right field bleachers. And Dees gets the count to 3-2 with 1 out. Dees will look in and get his signal once again with the 3-2 count this time. And he'll deliver a breaking ball. And a nice job by Green just to get a piece of it on a 3-2 pitch, a good breaking ball, and he was able to fight it off, keep the count 3-2 with 1 out. Been impressed tonight with the Gators. They fought off a lot of 2-strike pitches by the Mavericks. 3-2, and again he fouls it off. That's the 3rd foul with 2 strikes, or 4th foul with 2 strikes, and he's up to a 9-pitch count. 10th pitch coming up, and they've worked the Mavericks pitchers. Dees thrown 3 straight strikes, have been fouled off. 3-2 coming, and this time it's going to be a fly ball to center field. Nixon drifts over easily to make the catch to his left. Retires Green the second. A quality at bat, even though he was out, ends up becoming a 10-pitch at bat for Green the second against Dees, but Dees gets the pop out to center field for the second out of the inning. Brings up Gray, Junior Gray, on the night's 1-for-1. He walked in the first inning, singled back in the third on a little blooper that went over Ty Walton's head, the first baseman for the Mavericks. He was holding the runner on, and Gray just kind of popped one out that landed kind of on the grass and dirt right behind first base, as he'll step in against Dees for the first time and watch a breaking ball miss high, ball 1. Mavericks lead 5-1 here. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. They have 2 outs facing the number 4 hole hitter. And it's going to be a strike on a fastball straight down the middle, 1-1, as Dees was able to get that one past Gray. One will miss high, ball 2, 2-1. Mavericks stepped back a little bit with Gray up to bat. He's a big guy, the catcher for the Gators. He's ahead 2-1 on the count, and he's going to foul this one straight into the ground, 2-2. Dees will be 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning, 1-2-3 if he can get Gray out, and they'll bring the Mavericks back to bat in the top half of the 6th inning. So a 2-2 pitch will be on its way. Breaking ball just misses on the outside part of the plate, 3-2. So a 3-2 count now with 2 outs. Gray did a good job on not chasing that 2-2 curveball, as Dees thought he had a good one. And again, a fastball will be fouled off. Gators still doing a good job fouling off 2 strike pitches. Mavericks have scored 105 runs this season. They're averaging a little over 10 runs, 10.5 runs per game so far. Give it up only 2 per game. As Dees gets them swinging at a breaking ball, nice pitch on the strikeout, had them way out in front. He'll go 1, 2, 3 this inning, not give up any runs, hits, or people left on base, as the Mavericks will take a 5-1 lead against Vicksburg High School into the top of the 6th inning. We come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks lead 5-1 as they go into the top of the 6th inning. The hottest hitter for the Mavericks tonight coming to bat with Ketchum. He's singled both times up and scored both runs. When he's gotten on base, he'll be followed by Miller and Nixon. The bottom part of the order comes up. They've got 3 out of the 5 runs for the Mavericks tonight, as they've been able to get on base and come around to score. Green, the second, will stay on the mound. He's up to 78 pitches. He's got more life left in him, according to the Vicksburg High School coaches, as he's finishing his warm-up tosses. He'll throw the last one in here in just a second. They'll throw it down. Ketchum on the season's batting .304. His average will go up after tonight. As he'll come to bat from the right side as soon as Vicksburg gets through with their quick beating they're having on the mound. So the Mavericks waiting on Vicksburg High School's catcher to get back behind the plate. He finally makes his way back from the pitcher's mound. First pitch to Ketchum's going to be high, ball 1. One and 0 pitch comes in. It's going to be a high fly ball to center field. Center fielder's having to go back. He's still going back, and he makes a catch off to his side as that ball got way up in the lights. He had to keep going back. He had misplayed it, but makes the catch on a long fly ball. Made a routine catch look a little more difficult and brings up Miller. Miller's 0 for 2 on the night. He struck out his last time he reached on the air and scored back in the 3rd inning. He'll come up to face Green for the 3rd time. So Miller steps in from the right side, batting .250 on the season. First pitch to him is going to be a strike right down the middle, 0-1.
Be aggressive, let's go.
Mavericks lead 5-1 here in the top of the 6th. Miller swings at a slider that was way off the plate. Count goes 0-2 as he'll have to choke up and protect the plate now with an 0-2 count against Green the second. Green struck him out his last time up. So Miller watched the ball over the outside part of the plate, 1-2. Mavericks have Nixon on deck. And Green delivers 1-2. Low, 2-2. Mavericks lead 5-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning at Vicksburg High School. And a 2-2 pitch on its way. Strike 3 as Miller swings through one over the outside part of the plate again for the second time in a row, strikes out. And that's 2 outs with Nixon coming up to bat. So Nixon will step in. He's 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout and a ground out to shortstop. First pitch comes in high, ball 1. One 0 pitch, strike 1 after a fastball. Nixon fake bunting and pulled back. Counts 1-1, and Coach Hesterson called timeout to talk to him. Not sure they were on the same page on what he was supposed to do. The Mavericks had given Green 2 quick outs here. One and one's the count with 2 outs. Mavericks do lead 5-1. While they're having a quick conference down there, we would like to thank the sponsors that bring you baseball here on Power 107. Bank Plus, William Clark and Morrison, McCaleb Insurance, Main Street Market, Manchester Academy, Scott Petroleum, Coghlan Planning Service, Yazoo Valley Electric, P-Rose, Jim Newsom Trucking, Bank of Yazoo, and the Yazoo County Affair. These sponsors bring you baseball from Manchester Academy each week on Power 107, as Nixon's going to step back in with a 1-1 count and 2 outs, and this time he'll square the bunt again. He'll bunt it down the first base side foul as the third baseman was charging. He had made a nice play earlier against Nixon. As he was coming in a hurry, Nixon tried to go down the first base side. It goes foul. The count's now 1-2 with 2 outs. The Mavericks are in danger of going 1-2-3 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. So 1-2 pitch by Green. He'll shake off the catcher. Again, he shakes him off. Now he agrees, and he'll deliver home the pitch. Strike 3 swinging as Nixon strikes out for the second time. Mavericks go down 1-2-3. They'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning, leading 5-1. We come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks lead 5-1 as Green gets 2 strikeouts on the bottom half of the order for the Mavericks. Green will finish the 6th inning with 89 pitches. He's got 9 strikeouts, no walks. He's given up 5 runs on 6 hits. Only 3 of them has been earned as he's pitched a well of a game so far against the Mavericks. Dees will step back out for the Mavericks. He's pitched 2 innings, giving up no runs, no hits. He did walk 2, but he's got 2 strikeouts. The Mavericks on the night have 8 strikeouts as a team and only giving up 2 hits. As Dees will face the left-handed hitting Doss, the center fielder, to start off the bottom of the 6th inning. Doss is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. It'll be the first time he faces Dees, and Dees will miss with a fastball, ball 1. Doss will step back in as Dees delivers. Strike 1, 1-1 as he hits a fastball right down the middle. And now it's a 1-1 count. Strike 2. Nice pitch by Dees as he's able to get 2 straight strikes after throwing a ball. The count's now 1-2. Dees will deliver another fastball, fouled off over the left side this time. Count remains 1-2. Dees looks in, gets the 1-2 pitch, and misses high on the curveball, 2-2. And he's now worked an even count with Doss. Doss, left-hand batter, looks in, called strike 3. Hey, now they get him on a good fastball right down the middle. And that's another strikeout for Dees, his third one of the night. Brings up Jones, the DH, who is 0 for, has not had a bat. He's been hit by a pitch and walked, so he's been on base both times. Was thrown out trying to steal and stranded on third back in the fourth. First pitch to him comes in. It's going to be a line drive. It's going to go foul, hooking left down the left field line. He was all over that one, but pulled it foul, and it's just going to be a long strike for Dees, 0-1. 0-1 count with Miller, with Dees on the mound. Jones on the plate, watches a breaking ball break over the plate for another strike. 0-2 for Dees. He's starting to get to the zone a little bit more, working a little harder. Has an 0-2 count on the DH and delivers his next pitch. The breaking ball, check swing. They're going to appeal down to first. They say he did not swing, 1-2. Jones was able to hold up on a breaking ball that bit down the dirt. So 1-2 count now with one out. Pitch comes in, fouled straight back. Count remains 1-2. Mavericks leading 5-1 here in the bottom of the sixth against Vicksburg High School here. Mavericks stepping out to play a 6A public school. They beat Vicksburg earlier in the season, the second game, 16-6. This will be the last time they'll play Vicksburg. They lead 5-1, and Jones smacks one deep to left field. Burton's going back to the wall, and it hits off the wall. Jones falls as he's going across first. He's going to go to second. They're going to have a play, but it won't be in time. That ball bounced off the wall as Burton couldn't get to it. It'll be a double for Jones. He was rounded first and fell over, and then scrambled back up, made it to second base for a double. He smacked that ball a long ways in left field. I thought for a second he had a chance to get over the fence. It gives the Gators a runner on second base. It'll be their eighth runner in scoring position tonight. They've only been able to pick up one of them. As the Mavericks lead 5-1, Dees has one out, and I have to go to a stretch now with Jones on second base after the double. First pitch will come into West. The number 7 hole hitter will be swinging strike one as Dees jumps out ahead of West. He couldn't catch up to the chest high fastball. Dees again will work from the stretch and deliver home. Fouled out of play over the right side, 0-2. So Mavericks have a 0-2 count with one out. Runner on second base for the Gators. Dees on his mound working his third inning. He's got through 2 1/3. Hey, now he gets a called strike 3 over the outside corner. Second backwards K of the night for him. Second of the inning. And he's got 2 outs, and the Gators now have their number 8 hole hitter coming up, Carson, who's 0 for 2. He struck out back in the second, grounded into fielder's choice in the fourth, as the Mavericks were able to throw out a runner at home on that fielder's choice. Dees will take a quick look back to Jones, then deliver in low, ball 1 to Carson. Carson is going to step back in. He's the left fielder. Dees will deliver the 1-0. Strike one swinging as he threw a fastball that Carson was behind on, and the count evens to 1-1. Mavericks would love to get it out here to come back into the last inning and try to get a few more insurance runs. Don't want to give up anything to the Gators leading 5-1 as Dees misses high on his 1-1 pitch, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2-1 here Mavericks are still leading in the game, but they've worked around danger all night. It's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. Walton gets down on his knees, touching himself as Carson grounds out. Good play by Walton to get down on a knee, make sure he stopped the ball. Mavericks will get out of the inning, giving up no runs and 1 hit. The Gators will leave another runner in scoring position. We'll go to the top of the 7th with the Mavericks leading 5-1 when we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. We go into the last inning, the 7th inning here at Vicksburg High School. Mavericks are leading 5-1 as the Gators are going to ride their pitcher, Chris Green II, all the way into the last inning. He's thrown a good game so far tonight. He's 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, only 3 of them are earned, no walks through 6 innings, and has struck out 9 Maverick batters. He's pitched 89 pitches, and he'll face top of the lineup in Dees, who is going to hit a little flare, 1 hopper to the second baseman. He'll be retired on 1 pitch by the second baseman on a 4-3 putout, and that's going to bring up Tyson. So Dees on the night will finish 2 for 4. He scored a run. Tyson comes in 1 for 3 on the night. He's grounded out to third base, then singled back in the 3rd inning, and then popped out to the grounded out to the first baseman in the 4th inning. As he'll face Green II for the 4th time tonight. First pitch to him is going to be a long hit out to right center, and the center fielder does a nice job, gets over to make the catch. So Green II in the 7th inning has thrown 2 pitches and has 2 outs. That one was a well-hit ball that the center fielder has made a really good play on, had a good jump. Wind's picked up just a touch, and the ball kind of sliced back toward him as it was hit toward right center. Wind was kind of blowing it back that direction too, and it brings up Brody Roberts. Roberts on the night is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch his last time up in the 5th. His first time in the 1st inning, he struck out, and then he popped out to first base in foul territory in the 3rd. So Roberts on the night's 0 for 2 as he'll take the first pitch for a strike. And Green II is up 0-1. Next pitch from Green comes in low, ball 1, 1-1. Mavericks do lead 5-1 here in the top of the 7th. They would love to get them another run or 2 in for some insurances. Vicksburg will have the 9-1-2 hitters coming up in the bottom half of the inning as Roberts will watch a 1-1 pitch come inside, 2-1. Burton's on deck on the night. Burton is 1 for 3. 2-1 pitch on its way, fouled straight back, 2-2 as Green II's worked the count back even against Roberts. So Green II will wait on Roberts to step back in. He'll have a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Roberts moves up to the front of the plate, and he'll strike out swinging. They'll have to make a good throw down to first, and it's going to be close. It's going to be off the line. Roberts struck out swinging, but the ball gets away from the catcher. He'll reach first base, give the Mavericks a runner and a chance maybe to score a run after the strikeout. And brings up Burton. Burton on the night back in the 2nd inning, grounded out to the shortstop. Then he singled in the 3rd. And then in the 5th inning, grounded out to the 3rd baseman. This will be his 4th time up as Green, the second, should have gotten out of the inning just then against Roberts, but the catcher dropped the ball, and he's up to his 97th pitch. As Eggers going to take a small lead on first base. He'll come in and pinch run again. First pitch comes in low, ball one to Burton. 1-0 pitch comes. It's going to be a hard hit to left field, right at the left fielder. He'll come in just a little bit and make the catch to retire the Mavericks. Mavericks will leave one on base after the strikeout of Roberts. He reached first, but the Mavericks will go into the bottom half of the fifth inning, or the seventh inning. We come back from Power 107, leading 5-1. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks are 3 outs away from their 10th win as they lead Vicksburg High School 5-1. Chris Green, the second for Vicksburg, has pitched a great game against the Mavericks. He's going to wind up the night with 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, gives up 5 runs. Only 3 of them are earned. He did not walk a player and struck out 10 Mavericks tonight. So a really good pitching performance by the Gators right-handed pitchers. Dees will come back up to face the number 9 hole hitter to start off, and Calvin, and then back to the top of the lineup as the first pitch to Calvin is going to be a strike right down the middle on a fastball. Bass and Green will be the next 2 batters for Vicksburg as they've got to get 4 runs against the Mavericks here in the top or the bottom half of the 7th inning. Dees again will look in and get a pop fly. Should be caught by the second baseman. Ketchum will call everybody off and make the catch to retire Calvin, and that's the first out of the inning. The Mavericks now 2 outs away from securing their 10th win of the season. Bass will step in third baseman. He's reached once on a walk in the third. He struck out. There's only 2 at-bats. He did score the only run and has played very good defensively in the field for the Gators tonight. And the first pitch will be a breaking ball. Hits in the dirt in front of the plate. The Bass watches, and the count goes 1-0. So 1-0 count to Bass. Pitch will be a fastball, strike 1. One and one now with 1 out. As Bass will watch a breaking ball miss inside, 2-1. So 2-1 count to Bass with 1 out. Dees needing a strike, throws a fastball, swinging strike 2, 2-2. So a 2-2 count now as he's evened it up against Bass, the leadoff hitter for the Gators. Dees will throw the 2-2 high, ball 3, and the count moves to 3-2.
Hey, stay closed on that pitch.
Mavericks next week will play 2 or 3 games. There's been some changes on the schedule as Dees will deliver a 3-2 breaking ball, just misses outside for ball 4. He'll walk Bass to first base. Mavericks just looking for outs right now as Braylon Green will step in. Green on the night's 1 for 3, singled back in the first inning, then grounded out to the pitcher, grounded out to shortstop as Bass goes to first base. He does have a stolen base on the night. as Braylon Green, the shortstop, steps in against Dees. They'll make a quick throw over. Mavericks were supposed to play Benton Academy on Monday, but that game was canceled. They'll play Park Place, Clinton Christian, I believe, Humphreys Academy next week, as Dees delivers the first pitch in 1-0. There's been some scheduling changes throughout spring break. I would suggest anyone wanting to know to look at the Manchester Academy website for games. They should finalize everything by tomorrow on the games for next week. The Mavericks will have either 2 or 3 games, though, next week as Dees delivers the 1-0. Check swing, and he goes around 1-1. So 1-1 count, 1 out. Bass still on first base. Mavericks wanting 2 more outs as they lead 5-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Dees just barely misses on the outside, 2-1. So this is only the second time the Mavericks have had to go 7 innings this year. The only other time it was in a loss. Actually, I take that back. They went 7 innings the other night against St. Al in a victory. Before that, their only other 7-inning game was against Canton. They lost 5-4, the only blemish on the season for the Mavericks. And they're in the 7th now with a 5-1 lead against Vicksburg as Dees again goes to first base, second time in a row. He's trying to keep Bass close with a 2-1 count against Braylon Green. Dees this time will deliver home low, ball 2. Or excuse me, ball 3, 3-1. 1 out. Mavericks need an out. Don't want to put any more base runners on base, as they flirted all night with dangers. The Gators left 7 in the base paths throughout the night. The runner goes, but it's going to be a ball, and it'll be the second straight walk for Dees. The Mavericks now have runners on first and second against them, as the Gators have their number 3 hole hitter up and pitcher Chris Green. And we're going to have a timeout here as Coach Hester's going to go in and talk to the infield. We'll see if he makes a change or not. And they will make a change to Burton. We'll go back to Power 107 while Burton takes his warm-up pitches, then come back for the last 2 outs of the game, hopefully, from the Mavericks. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks are going to bring in Garner Burton to try to save the game, as the Mavericks have given up runners on first and second, as they're going to face Chris Green, the second, the number 3 hole hitter for the Gators. Burton will look in as he'll have runners on first and second. They'll be charged to D's. First pitch going to be a slider for a strike. 0-1 on the night. Chris Green, the second, is 0 for 3. He did reach on the error back in the 3rd inning. and drove in the only run for the Gators. He falls behind Burton 0-1. And a nice curveball this time by Burton has him swinging 0-2. So Burton jumps out to a quick 0-2 count. We'll see if they come back with the same pitch or they'll bust him inside with maybe a fastball. But lots of options with 0-2, 1 out. And they'll throw another breaking ball, and he gets him swinging ahead of it. Good pitch by Burton. He comes in with 3 straight breaking balls for strikes, and the Mavericks are now 1 out away from a win on the season. Burton's pitched 11 innings. He's got 16 strikeouts, 9 walks. He's given up 3 earned runs and has a 1.9 ERA. He's working on trying to get his first save of the season. So he'll throw another breaking ball for a strike to Gray. Gray on the night's 1 for 2. He's singled and struck out and walked. And Burton's come in and thrown 4 straight breaking balls. He's got an 0-1 count now with 2 outs. As he'll deliver 0-1, it's going to be another breaking ball that's going to be foul just left of the third base. Estes caught it on the foul side of third base. Would have been the 3rd out had he been in fair territory, but it's an 0-2 count. Burton hung that one a little bit more and had Gray way out ahead of it, but he's up 0-2. 0-2 now. He's thrown 5 straight breaking balls. Be a time for a fastball maybe here. And they throw another breaking ball. They got to throw down to third, and it's not going to be in time as the Bass slides in underneath it at third base. It was bang, bang, but he got up underneath it. Counts 1-2, and Burton threw another breaking ball, 6 straight breaking balls. Burton now would like to throw a pretty fast. He's got a pretty good fastball. We'll see if he'll try to throw it now 1-2, and he spikes one in the ground. The ball comes way back off the backstop and is able to keep the runner on third base. Vicksburg doesn't want to take a chance on getting somebody thrown out down by 4 runs as the Mavericks lead 5-1. Count evens to 2-2 against Gray Jr. That was the first fastball of the night, and it was thrown about 57 feet and got back to the backstop. So Burton's up, or has a 2-2 count, and delivers another breaking ball. Strike 3 swinging, comes in to get the save, striking out the number 3 and 4 hole hitters. And the Mavericks on the night are going to win 5-1 against Vicksburg High School. They'll sweep Vicksburg this year. They won the first game 16-6, win the second one 5-1, and the Mavericks will win this one with 5 runs on 6 hits on 2 errors. They only give up 3 hits and 1 run on the night. Chris Green, the second for Vicksburg High School, really pitched a great game against the Mavericks, struck out 10 and did not walk a runner. So the Mavericks will pick up their 10th win of the season, move to 10-1. They'll have a few games next week. As I said earlier, check the Manchester Academy website, as some of those games are going to be finalized tomorrow on playing time and dates. But until then, I'm Josh Miller. The Mavericks win 5-1 here in Vicksburg, and we go back to Power 107.